Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joel Duggan and we're playing Satisfactory today. Jumping back in where we left off about a week ago. I think maybe Friday was our last stream with Satisfactory. We had just finished hooking up the coal line. We made the fancy turnaround upper level in the roundabout. And so today, the first thing I want to do is calculate the throughput on the train. So we're going to have to time the train. Figure out how many cars we need on the train and how many belts we need at Devastator, the factory coming out. Sandy, Skunk Puncher, Obu, good to see y'all. Hope you're having a good day. Well, while we're waiting this to load up, we can look at the Crater Lakes Red Forest. There's the coal. So the throughput is a rough guess at 3.5 minutes, but we actually have a proper train line to time it on now. So that should be pretty good. So this is what we're going to tackle first, I guess. All right. What am I wearing? Jetpack. No map for us? No, I didn't bring up the map. I can now, though. So there's the train station. And our route actually goes this way now. That I can show you. So I have it on this. So previously, our route used to go all the way down here and around and up. And now we use these turnaround points here and we come from the station out to here, up this way, and straight to the coal. And then there's a loop here that sends us back down the same way. So we need to time that. That's step one. What train is that? That is Scavenger. We want Scrapper, I think is the coal train. Just check my map. I don't know if it really matters. There might even be a there might even be a train up there. Oh no, here it is. Yeah, I didn't see the cars. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is the coal. So we'll do... Next stop is Scrapper. Next stop is Crater Lake. So I just have to get my stopwatch ready. I'm going to turn on self-driving. A problem? Here we go. I go from the horn to the horn. So we'll go up to Scrapper. There will hopefully be a loading phase. If not, we'll have to do this again. I don't remember how I left the station. But there's our fancy roundabout system. Still looks ugly, but it functions well. And it doesn't slow down too much up here, which is good too. Yeah, it does look cool. I'm a little concerned I have to move it, but that would be something I would do maybe off stream. Too much repetitive stuff. So here we are at the coal place. Now hopefully this will do a load and unload animation. If not, I'll have to stop the train. Yeah, okay, good. Good. So we'll incorporate this into our timing. We only have 2 platforms. I have a third car in case I need a third platform. That's what we're going to be calculating, is how many platforms, we need how many train cars. That's what we need to know, is how many train cars do we need. So that was 2 minutes and 4 seconds for the one trip. So it should be about 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So I was off by a full minute in my initial guess. Now I didn't check to see whether I emptied the station. I imagine I probably did at Devastator. I'm not sure why it slows down so much when it comes down the hill like this. It's very strange. I don't know whether it's because of the incline or whether it's because of the number of, like if it's the path signal, whatever it is, it slows down considerably. And then it does the same thing again here, so I think it's got something to do with the path signals. I think what I need to do is perhaps create one block for this entire roundabout. Right now, each level, upper and lower, are separate blocks. Would it be possible to run 2 trains? Yeah, but you don't need to. I mean, that's your idea, is that if you only want 2 cars, then and we need more than 2 cars, then we'd have to run 2 trains. But if we just want to have the one train, which is, I think, what I would prefer. Alright, so we're at 3:45. We'll wait for the animation. Hopefully this will be something that plays, because I want to time it. No. Okay, hold on. I'm going to turn off self-driving. I've stopped my stopwatch. I think that the station, because it was rebuilt, it's not on unload. Yeah, so unload. And is that doing anything? Oh. Nope. Wrong. So I'm just going to do this again here. So we'll do edit. And now my stopwatch is all messed up. Awesome. It says that Scrapper is the next on the list. They need clear UI in quite a few places in the game yet. So I'll just time this last part. What did I say? 4 410, 415. So I'm probably off by a little bit here. Yeah, I'd imagine that kind of stuff is probably at the end. All right, let's 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So we're just going to go with that because it's a nice, easy number. I'm okay with riding the train in the background. So this is 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So, Dementi9, thanks for the follow. So, freight platform throughput is rate times trip time. So that is 1,800 a minute, 1, 2, 3. And the trip time is 4.5 minutes. That's 8,100. Freight car capacity, 32 slots, is 3,200. And freight cars required is train capacity, 2 cars, freight platforms if the round trip is larger, 3 if the round trip is longer than 3.5 minutes. So this is L23 divided by L24. Yeah, 2.53. So we do need 3 cars. I'm going to back up here. Okay. So self-driving is off. Get rid of the sheet. So we do need to split the resources here between 3 freight platforms, not just 2. So I'm going to pull this guy back, actually. Get off the platform entirely. I'm not sure what it is today. My frame rate is absolute garbage. I don't know why. So we are going to delete you, and we're going to add in another one of you. Now, I don't remember how I did the... Looks like it's just black and gray. Or black and purple. So it's probably, if I was to guess, probably that color. Oh no, it's green. It's the green one. So we'll take this. Is it black or did I do gray? I did a gray. Probably this one. Try to use the same palette in most of the things. Looks the same to me. Okay, well the good news is we have 3 machines all putting out the exact same 600 per minute, and now we've got 3 freight cars, so that greatly simplifies the craziness that I had going on in here. We don't need these at all anymore. We just need bins and belts, and that'll sort that out, no problem. Yeah, like, this is really choppy. I'm not sure if anybody's noticing this on stream, but it's really hard to watch. Oh, I need to go upstairs first. I don't think I have anything running on my computer that I shouldn't. Normally I shut all that kind of stuff down. Yeah, only the essentials. Maybe I'll turn off that Satisfactory website. That could be it too. We obviously used gray on those. Yeah, like this is a slideshow. I don't know why this happens so sporadically to me. Like, it's not like it's the first time I've ever played the game, you know? So now that we've got what essentially was happening here, we've had 3 belts coming in and they were all being divided. This one was going into this bin, this one was going into this bin, and then this one was being split between the 2 bins. Now we don't need any of this. And I think what I'll do is probably split them as soon as they come in. No, I guess we'll split them where they need to be split, I guess is probably the best place for that. So I think probably this one will have to go here. And this one will just have to go back too. Yeah, I'm really sorry about the frame rates, folks. If this keeps up, we might not continue with Satisfactory today. I could also try reloading the game. Okay, so that takes care of that. So that's going to fill up. And I think what I can do is I can come in here and just turn on the self-driving again. I want to bet with my wife so I get to buy Satisfactory. Frontrunner Jake, that's awesome.
What was the bet?
If you don't mind me asking. So we don't need all 3, we need 2.5, but they'll only fill up as much as they can get. And they're going to be too full because we're not using anything down at the main Devastator yet. But it's good that we have to do 3 because we're going to have to worry about 3 belts. And that makes it easy because we can't fit 2 containers on 1 belt because each container is roughly dealing with 600 a minute. So we're going to need 3 belts down the bottom anyway. She might kill you if kill me if I told you. Okay. Fair enough. If that's the case, it sounds like a good bet then, right? If it's that serious where you might be killed or inexplicably harmed beyond reason. So I think it's because of the number of blocks that we have that this is causing such a slowdown. Because this should just be going super straight through, right? So I saw an It's Bits video where too many blocks ahead of your path signals slows things down. But this is the timing that we made for. Now we've got room. If it got quicker, it would have to get a lot quicker for us to not need the third bin, because we needed like 2.5. Like it's 2.56 something, 2.531. So here we're going to test how well our decorated platform can actually be expanded here, because I need to have a third platform here. Now, do you stick too far out if I do that? Yep, that's a problem. That's a poor design decision. Like, this is... I think I might have to add in... I think I have to break these up into smaller chunks. I thought I already did that, but maybe I only did it at the front. Alright, I've got to pull him ahead just a little bit. What's going to happen is the train coming behind him won't proceed as long as he's in that other block. Alright, that's good. What I need to do is I need to make this section of blue, the straight section of blue, and the curved section of blue have to be separate blocks. So we just need to add a third one of these. Hopefully this will be pretty straightforward. I just have to delete the existing platform. Or can I not delete it? Maybe I have to delete some of the decoration. Yeah, you can't point at the track to delete it. You have to delete the actual thing. Well, not painful by any means. Don't remember what color those are painted. Not the right color. And these have not been painted anything specific. They're just kind of like the Devastator green. And I can't remember how I was doing these. I think I decided on the floor holes that were together. Yeah, that's the one that's all hooked up. And I should just make a mental note here. This is Scrapper. So on our map, actually first on the sheet, station. Okay. And I think we can also do a little bit on the Satisfactory map. So we're at Scrapper Station. And this is... Oh, we can't edit that. Okay. Good that I made a note then on the spreadsheet. So we need another floor hole. There and there. Did I paint these at all? I put signs on them, but that's it. Do that for now. Being able to copy and paste in this game saves a lot of time. Whoops. No more quartz. Got some here, I think. No. Alright, I'll get that the next time I go up to the main storage. I mean, they're all the same anyway, so it's not going to be hard to remember. Right, just one sign. That's fine. Now, to get underneath this, I do have a set of stairs in there, so it's 1, 2. Scrapper is the 3rd train. Like you got the inventory train close? Yeah. By design. So that's 1, 2. Oh good, we've already got some stuff set up. This is 3. That's a Mark 5. That's going to be changed to a Mark 4. And then we need a 3rd. These legs on the train station haven't been fixed either. And I don't know why, because it's inconsistent. Some of them show it, some of them don't. Really bizarre. So that's all these are now hooked up. I don't know why they're not filling with anything. Oh, these are. I can just actually remove these. Easier if we didn't have this to start. So now we have to hook these 3 belts up to our main bus. And it's probably going to be best to cram them as far high and as far right as we can. And they'll come down along here. And they essentially have to go... I think we're already using all 3 of these, or all 4 of these. Yeah, so they're going to have to go in this space here. Probably. Maybe we'll do 1, 2, 3 across the bottom. That doesn't appear to be being used. So keeping things low is easy. And then bringing them down from there should also be easy. With the exception that I made this silly quick fix last time, and this is all going to be in the way. Actually, if they're going to be 1, 2, 3 here, I should bring them in low. So it should be these 3, I think. So that way the high ones can continue past. So yeah, we'll do 1, 2, and 3 along here. That just means... I don't know why I have these big areas, these big gates. Maybe it just made it easy for me to move around. Or I guess for places that they weren't being used, because these don't start until here. Alright, so now we just have to figure out how these are going to come out. And these are doing 600, so these have to be Mark 5s. Nice, I can keep them all in one. And then we just bring them out to here. I'm not sure why it's not giving me a green arrow from behind it. It's weird. So there we have 1,800 coal coming down the line. realizing it's a little bit early for a break, but the sun has gone down. So I kind of wonder whether this would be a good opportunity to take a little exit because it's just so dark underground. So I normally take a break once an hour, but because we are in the dark here, I think it's a good spot. Load the break train up with a couple of stops. Constructicon 2, Megatron. Let's go with Crater Legs Coal. Save changes and turn on. Cool. So normally, as I said, I take a break once an hour, but with Satisfactory, I like to try to line it up with the nighttime. So we're a few minutes early, but we'll do it now. And that way when we come back, we'll have lots of daylight to build with. So I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. I wonder if it's because I have blocks on a hill. I wonder if that's what it is. What are we doing for self-driving here? Turn off self-driving. Edit timetable. Let's go with Constructicon 1. That's where I want to go. Thanks, Sandy. Hey, DC1. How's it going? Normally, since I've switched over to streaming with OBS Studio, my frame rates are better in game. But today, it's just utter crap. The Damien Verse varies. I have a few hundred hours in game, but starting over to make it efficient. Very cool. We've got 1,000 hours in the game. Nearly 1,000 hours in this save alone. Yeah, it almost comes to a stop going through here, which is weird. Even that 360 is dizzying. I can't imagine going around more than once. Damien is fine? Cool. Now this should stop. Good job. So before I get into anything else, I think I'm going to go and get that extra quartz crystal. Should be the center tube, I think I need. Should take us all the way to storage. So we're sending the coal right there. That's where it needs to go. Now, quartz. There we go. Is that all that I'm low on? I'll top up on rods. Good for plates. And I've got steel and that kind of stuff down at the truck. Cool. So for anybody that's coming in, might be watching this a little bit later if you're new, this whole place is modeled after Devastator, the 1980s Transformer combiner. Hence the green and purple everywhere. We're still working on some of the final exteriors. Inside, we're kind of laying out machines and planning heavy modular frames. That's the big thing right now. Should be good. So now I can finish the signage. There we go. And this is scavenger, no, scrapper. I don't know if I'm going to keep this little spot as the way to get down. We'll have to see. I'm pretty sure I added signs on... Oh yeah, okay, they're out here. I don't know if that's necessarily where I'd want to put them. But we'll do this probably on the bin. Be the easiest spot to do it. These are the new ones, yep. So we'll grab this one, copy that. And then the rest should be easy. Good stuff. Now we just have to continue this along. It'll look pretty cool when it's all full. A little chaotic to kind of see what's what. Alright, so these needed to go in these 3 spots. We needed right here on the right. And then right here. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Alright, we'll have to raise that up, I guess. That's a little annoying. Yeah, okay. So we'll have to do something here. I guess from there. I really don't like these kinds of lifts. The poles, I should say. And I obviously have very little power around here too. It's awesome. It has to get up to there. I don't know if I'm keeping the ramps or not. Probably not. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not straight. Of course it's not straight. Yeah, so these are gonna get bumped up, I guess. I think I remember how I did this last time now. I guess I could just go around along the ground. I would prefer not to, though. Oh, it's not that one. It's the one in the middle. That will take this one. I guess you should pay attention to what these are. Bottom one is Mark IV. But the top one is a 5. No, that's a 4 too. Oh, but it's combining 2, right. Is that a 4 the whole way? Looks like it's a 4 the whole way. And then we just have to move this guy. And that's a 4, and that's a 4, and that's all good. And that should leave us the room we need. The one... Wait a minute. I forgot about the one going off to the side. So maybe I don't have this third one free. That still works, we just have to rearrange some other stuff, but this will work here. We just have to get it, I guess, out to here. A lot of this is probably going to change when I change the way that this whole thing looks. This is going to be a Mark V though, because this is going to be our first of this. Sometimes it's hard, you drift off in thought, you're like, wait a minute, I didn't complete that sentence. This is going to be the first of the coal belts. This is a 600 line coal belt. So then there's 2 here? Yeah. That goes like that. And I don't want to overcrowd this, so we're going to make sure we keep things nice and separated for future Joel. So that's that one. These are going to be these 2 here. So we'll probably bring them down. There. And there. I think that's the way to do it. Of course, that would be too easy. Why would I want that to work? That's annoying. How can we do this? Oh, you know what? We'll use a merger. Just because it should connect at the right spot. I find that even using mergers when you don't need them helps kind of eliminate that weird belt funk. Although, that doesn't look all that good. So that's one coal belt. And the other ones are going to connect over here. I did this. Autosave. All the belts together is mesmerizing. It is when it's really organized. It can get really convoluted quite quickly. These are going to be lower. We need that and that, and then these just have to be brought one notch lower, it looks like. Clip through a little bit. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's line them up with these, I guess. A lot of the changes here are going to revolve around what this entrance to the main bus actually looks like from a decoration perspective, and I've got no idea. I would prefer to use lifts here, but it's not high enough. The elevation change isn't high enough for a lift. So those are our 3 coal belts. And I think I have 3 holes lined up on this side. Yep. Gonna goof our way through the rock. A problem for future Joel. So these 3 bottom belts, we just have to continue them along their way. Gets much cleaner and much easier to follow out here. That's for sure. More aluminum required. I think I'm probably gonna have more up there. We will rock you? What's all the belts for? I don't get the reference. Did I say something? Did I quote a Queen song? I have aluminum somewhere. I don't remember exactly where we left off. It was around here, I think. Yep. What I should have done was chosen a belt coal color and built with that the whole way. That would have been smart. I'm always on the fence about whether I'm going to color these belts or leave them green. DC1, no worries. No worries. It's a long way to our steel section. Oh, I'm using that belt for something, aren't I? That's no good. That's not good. Plates. That's right. We'll just change it. Let's do the top here. And that connects to the middle here. A little bit of clipping, not the best. I guess we could always make it go lower. happens with that here, though? Oh, it only clips on the bottom. That's cool. We'll do that then. Then I just need to move this up to here. And then scoot this down. That looks right. Plates. Doing well, just prepping for the weekend. Nice. What's happening on the weekend? That's not going to go in there, is it? No, it is not. It's all right. We'll do that. Get that around the corner. And then we'll do a lift inside. Grab you. Oh, come on, game. That is plates hooked back up. You just have to remove this. And remove that. So there's where we need to go. And if we get rid of this one, and that. Now we're back to 3 clean belts. And this is about where we get off. So the way this is going to work is we're going to have 40 foundries, 20 foundries for solid steel ingots at least, and the logistics floor for that is all down here. So we've got to get the coal coming in here somewhere. So I don't need this to be exact, but for now we'll bring it in probably on the right hand side. And I want to say... pass it on, Satisfactory. Book myself week off. 10 whole days off from the world, and I can't wait not to sleep next week. Oh, the pass it on event. Yeah. I know what that is. Yeah. It's really cool. It's a cool idea. So this is kind of where I want to go down. So right here on this block. So we're going to go right in here. So the nice thing about all of this is that the way that I'm planning this is that these are probably going to be walled off. I've been using the concrete walls. I don't remember how high I normally go, so we'll start here. And so now we know that all three of these belts have got to go in there. Get the other ones. They almost look crooked. It's weird how the perspective kind of plays with you. Depending on how you look at them, they look a little bit strange. Consider to take part in something like that? No. I've never been a fan of that kind of stuff. For me. It's cool to look at, but it's just too much chaos for me. I'm not sure whether we should put extra supports here or just kind of have them leave. I guess we probably have to. Probably the easiest thing to do there. Guess I could have done the same thing here, couldn't I? Oh, I still need these. That goes to there. Oh. Is that how I want to do that? I don't think that's how I want to do that. On the off chance I need that belt space, I don't think I would need that belt space for anything. The idea with the spacing here is that I should be able to just take things down with lifts, but... Right, we'll do this anyway. Actually, I could probably make this whole distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, totally. That should be coal. And then this was scrapper. I'll put it on the station. So there's our 600 coal per minute for each line coming in. Now I don't know how much steel I'm actually going to need. Like, I know how much I need for our heavy modular frames, but I don't know how much I want to make in total. Because if we look at this, we've got 20 foundries are needed for solid steel ingots in order to work on the heavy modular frames, but we've got room for twice as many. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's room for like 20 here and then 20 there. And the recipe we are using is this one. 40 ingots per minute and 40 coal per minute. So if we go look at my spreadsheet for heavy modular frames, 20 foundries, it only needs 900. Make more foundries than needed for just heavy modular frames. Can easily fit 40 foundries. Stators plus motors, alternate recipes need steel pipes. So we need to make more steel pipes for motors and stators. So if we take the foundries, and if they were $40 foundries instead of 6 for steel pipe, 14 for steel pipe. Right, that's just my own notes for heavy modular frames. So this is for, right, so 40 ingots. So then we just have to figure out how much coming in here. I think I said it was 40, didn't I? And we're bringing in 1,800 coal. So again, more coal than we actually need. And so that would be the same for iron too. So this would be 1,600 coal. And then the output would be 60 per minute times 40. 480? That can't be right. 2,400? Really? Oh yeah, because I'm making... Here it was 360 and 840. So it was like 1,200 or 1,300 there. So 2,400. 2,400 steel ingots, and that's going to need probably 4 or 6 400 belts. No, that's a lot of belts. Thanks, DC1. It helps a lot with a building of this size. And I've got several, actually. The smartest thing I did was to map where the resources are coming from, like where the mines are on the map and where they're coming from. And then once I get into inside the factory, then you can kind of map where things connect to one another. So that's... we only have belts of 780, so we need at least 4 belts. So 3 Mark II, 3 Mark V, plus extra. I don't know why it was zoomed out so far. So we still only need 20. So we only need half of that. So that's good. So half of it is going to be used probably within the building, and then the other half is going to be shot somewhere else, I guess. So we'll figure that out when the time comes. But I think 40 foundries is plenty. So we're not using as much coal. So my question now is that if we need 1,600 coal, which we absolutely have, then where is the 1,600 ingots going to come from? Our iron is over here. I know we've got iron being allocated for rods and screws, but we have this iron up here that's not doing anything. So that's floor 4 and floor 5. And if we go back to Devastator, those are south, I think. Floor 4 and floor 5. That's only 1,200 a minute, so we're coming in short. We need 1,600. Well, we don't need 1,600. We need... I need 900, which we have. And I have a max of 1,200. I feel like I've got other ingots going off. Yeah, like there's... I've got 60 there going into an awesome sink. I feel like there's other stuff going into awesome sinks elsewhere too. Do I have any overflow? So there's 120 going into an awesome sink. That brings us up to 1320. This is all being used. There's no overflow for that, I don't think. You found you used one of the existing tools like Satisfactory Calculator, DC1? Yeah, I don't see anything else going out to an awesome sink, so we don't quite have the full 1,600. I mean, we've got other things that are probably untapped, right? That's coming from Scavenger. Scavenger is underperforming too. Like Scavenger, that's not unpowered. We've got 600 ore per minute. Oh, wait a minute. If I remember correctly, I think this top floor is... It's just that there's too many machines. Not that there isn't enough ore. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, there's 12. There's 24 here instead of 10, or instead of 20. So 25 per minute. Is 300. That's all that's coming in here? Why am I falling? I don't understand this pack sometimes. Yeah, that's weird. So we've got... If this is being fed by Scavenger... And Scavenger is Green Valley... It's 600 per minute. So they're at 80... Why are they at 80% though? Maybe I multiplied it by the wrong number. It means 25 per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 12 and 12 is 24. Oh, that's what it is. There's your 600. Okay. So we can't get any more of those, but there's 600 there. Another 600 here. That's 1200. So I need to find another iron node. What are iron 1, 2, and 3 doing? That's 4, 5, and 6 are untapped. That's west to north. That's west stuff. And south resources. These are all accounted for. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's okay. I need to update the sheet actually. Mr. Taco explained it to me, but I'd be happy to do the same. Like once you understand how it works, it makes it very easy to plan big factories. Oh, it's like a spreadsheet system? Satisfactorytools.com. Right on. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, so it looks like we're just going to need more iron, which would be easier to bring in on a train, I think. Because I've got Western Slopes iron that's not being used. Heavy modular frames. Yeah. So we could bring it in on the existing quartz train. Okay. So what we need to do then is This stuff is actually all going to get exported out of the building. It's not going to do anything up here. And because it's going to this building, I kind of feel like we should just run it straight through. I don't think there's a need to like take it outside, run it down into the main bus, because I don't have any room on belts down here. This is the one thing I find frustrating about this whole idea of a main bus, is like when you're bringing in resources, how do you, like when you've got something built, you can't put it on the main bus necessarily because there's not a lot of room. So anyway, looks like the sun's going down, so it's a good chance for me to go on a break while I think about what the next step is going to be. It's like a visual. Oh, cool. There's a blueprint tool that I used one time that was really cool. I might even have it, actually. When I was planning the power factory in Megatron. Constructicon 2, Megatron, Constructicon 1. Yeah, when I was planning Megatron, I used... I don't know if I got rid of the blueprint or not. No, there it is. So that helped me plan out the very bottom floor of the power facility. Anyway, I'm going to take that break. As per usual, I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. First, I gotta figure out why this train is going the wrong way. I don't want to go to Constructicon 1. Anyway. Again, the interface on that needs a lot of work. Be right back. Alright. Just in time for sunrise. Be nice to get walls on this once we're back. I know that I've mentioned a couple of issues with frame rates today. Like, even my OBS volume meters are choppy. So it's obviously something going on with my computer. I don't want to sound like I'm constantly throwing shade at Satisfactory, because I understand that it's not an optimized game. So like I don't expect it to be smooth as butter or anything like that. But I previously have been getting, you know, around 60 frames a second, but today's been just a chop fest. So we need to bring that 1200 iron down this way. Fourth floor and fifth floor. So these two guys exporting iron. What is going to be the easiest way to get that to that building down there where the red is? My guess is just bringing it out until we hit a wall where we can take it down inside the wall. That would be my guess. And I would say right about there. And probably here. That will line up nicely. So we can take this and just flip it down. Oh, wait a minute. I guess we have to be a little bit more creative, because the screws are there. What would be the coolest way to do this? I guess we could take it straight out across here. And then go down. I don't know whether this is going to be the final shape of the roof. So we can just do it along here. That's right on the edge. And the top one is weirdly off-center. But I could fix that. One, two, three, four, five, six. We just have to get them to there. Now these have all been walkways, so I don't want to do it along the walkway. We'll have to do it above the walkway. I think maybe what we can do is use this pillar structure. Oh, maybe not. That doesn't really work, does it? Kind of on the fence about the corner pillar anyway. I think I prefer the one out there, but we'll use that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we'll just do this temporarily for now. I don't know whether it makes more sense to extend the path like this. Maybe that makes more sense. Yeah, that probably makes more sense. Now, can I get this, do this attaching to the wall? I sure can. Doesn't look the nicest, but gets the job done. So then we just have to get these two guys to go up to there. So I think what we'll do is we'll move this to here. Get rid of all this. Kind of temporary anyway. Mark 4, Mark 4, Mark 4, Mark 4. I don't understand why these stutter, but we'll have to just figure it out from there. And then this, I could probably just do a floor hole. Oh, that's a 4 there. That's why. Now these are unfortunately too close to be able to do anything remotely cool, so it's just going to be a weird little zigzag from one to the other. Not terrible. So that's 1,200 iron ingots coming in here. Fan of bread. Sorry, I completely missed your question. My bad. Wonder if you ever had this issue. I bought a new monitor, but for some reason Satisfactory always wants to run a 2560 by 8 to 1080. Yeah, sorry. I'm running 2560 by 1440. It could be a capability of... It could be a limitation of Satisfactory, maybe? I would check the Q&A site for Satisfactory. Also Reddit. The Satisfactory Reddit would be a good place to maybe source that. Because it's such a specific, you know, case for you. Alright, so these kind of come in, and then they've got to go down. How far are we going down here? I'd say that should work. One of the nice things about running things through your factories like this when you can is that it helps add a lot of character to like the ceilings and stuff. Then from here we can just get it right down into our inputs. Now I'm going to leave that 3 to make sure I know that I need more coming in. And just belts now. Now these inputs may change as to where they are. Anybody ever feel like they get stuck in like squat mode in the game? That's going to be iron ingots, and it is 600 a minute. No, really, you squat? No, I mean like when I land sometimes from the hovercraft, it like puts me down here, and I can't get out of it until I try to jump or something. Actually, let's just make this really loud. Doesn't have the same effect, does it? A little bit better. So then we're going to grab that, put that there. And this is coming from Iron North. Fours 4 and 5. Actually, what I should do is do this here. I don't really remember. I think the left is floor 4. It doesn't really matter. The fact that they let animals inside your factories still drives me crazy. And then we'll say same thing for this. We don't know. And it needs what did I say? 1600? Wrote it down somewhere. Yeah, 1600. Yeah, where is that thing? Alright, so that's where everything's coming in. And the way that I want to lay these out is like this. We might have to work out a little bit of the spacing issues. But the idea was to make them pretty tight, I think. Autosave lag. You haven't noticed that yet, Sandy? Nice. So there's what that would look like. Now the cool thing is, this would actually export there and there. So those line up separately. We just have to be very careful how close the lines are. So the input lines will have to be along here and along there. So our output lines, it might not be a good idea to have these all facing into each other. It might be better to keep them all facing towards the middle. Because this is going to take up a little bit more than, well, let's just say 2, 4, 6. So we don't have exactly that space that I need. So we'll have to overlap the lines somehow. I thought I'd give myself 2 foundations worth of room. Yeah. So we could have a lift that comes down and brings stuff in from there, and a lift that comes down and brings stuff in from the other direction. Right? Making splitters coming in like here and there. And that leaves this for the middle, but then this has got two outputs. But it's all going to be the same thing. but that's awful close together. I don't like, because then the splitters are going to touch. Yeah, that's not good. Or the mergers, I should say. So what might have to happen... We might not have enough room to do what I think I want to do. Is it 5? Yeah. So I could do 5 rows of 8. Maybe. I think that's where I had it. Just enough room for one borehole. So now I just have to figure out where it's gonna go. So we just have to space this out in a way that's going to make sense. So those two sections will be taken up by the inputs. This can output into... Yeah, I wish it could export underneath it. I guess when we could do the exports up here, we could have these elevated and round stuff underneath them. Could do that too. Weirdly that I have this, you know, entire floor for logistics, but then I don't have room if I want to jam in 40 machines. Because we'd have 3.5. No, there is 4 here, so I guess this would just end up being here. And then the reverse would be here. But yeah, then we don't have room. The lines underneath are going to overlap, so I kind of overestimated the amount of space that I had underneath everything. We were trying. Where are they going to go? Going out to up? Some of them are going up. You're right. Actually, that's a good. That's a good point. That's a good point. Some of them are going up. Actually, aren't all of them going up? Steel pipes. Yeah, they all have to be put into constructors. They may or may not all be going up. Yeah, if up makes sense, then them up. Yeah, because I think this is going to be a constructor floor. That actually could work out. Yeah, because then that eliminates this problem. And that could look cool. It's going to be really crowded, unfortunately. But I feel like this is about the right space. Just isn't lined up right. So that goes on the edge. These two go in there. That means that this would also line up on the edge here. Did I do that right? Can't wait for them to fix the aiming in update 8. It's something I've always noticed. So then this would be exporting. Yeah, that could look pretty cool. And we would have enough room to do any kind of like hanging mergers. We did that over here. So for the recently constructed screw factory, wow, that looks weird. All of our exports are above the machines. These are still not running at capacity. I don't understand what's going on. Like, it's all being sent into an awesome sync. There's no reason why this should be slow. So there's a belt issue somewhere. Even though I played a lot, some things are, the aim is always off. Yeah, oh, totally. Totally off. Alright, well that feels about like the right amount of spacing. I feel like the distance between those two is about the same. Not quite as much. Those are a little bit farther apart. But if I brought these both one tick closer, I feel like they would touch. So I'm okay with that. So the question is, if there are a row of 10 of these, they will make 600, so that's 4 belts of 600. And constructors, they only take 30. So that means there's going to be 80 constructors. Instead of 40, which makes sense. So if we can swing it, we don't have to merge the lines, because 80 constructors, it's going to use up all of the steel, and the constructors are going to, in a row of 10 they'll take 300, but in a row, in a double up row of 20, then they'll take a full 600 belt. So all we have to do is take these up and run it like between constructors. So if I have this here, for an example, that's floor hole's going to be right in the middle. I think. Looks right. Right, so that can go straight up there. Well, no, that's a lie. We'll have to merge all of these, but then on the end, we can have one of those, and that would be a line of 600. And then our constructors up here could just be lined up with the splitter. And the constructors could go this way. So that's one line taken care of, well, not that way. One line taking care of 20 constructors. Problem is we don't have room for 80 constructors in this space. We'll have to bleed over back into this space, I guess. That, or I can go up another floor. It's all possible. Okay, so I like that output idea. So what I want to do for a blueprint here then is, unfortunately, the way that this is spaced out, it might be better to nudge these farther along and then push myself out to take in more of this exterior wall space. I don't want to go... I don't think I want to go too much farther. But I've got some room here. Are these like right up against each other? They are. Do I have... Can I build 10 of these? Alright, let's just do the math for 40 of them. Or 30 more? 30. Need some stuff. I guess I could let Scrapper do its thing. Although it's just going to fill up the buffers, so maybe it's not a good idea. Alright, we need rotors. Don't have enough. And modular frames. I barely have enough of those. And get rid of some of this organic stuff too. So I don't want to build these all by hand. I'd like to try to come up with a blueprint for these because it worked out so well with the constructors. And I'd like to try and do the logistics floor at the same time. That's something we didn't do before. Oh, do I not have any more rotors? Really? Yikes. Oh, we might have to get more of those. I only need 24. Yeah, I guess we're making them back at the old starter factory, but we haven't started making them here because I'm going to be using an alternative recipe where we use, instead of screws and rods, we use pipes. And I think it's pipes and wire. Like, it's not even, there's no screws and there's no rods. Like, it's steel and copper. I think that's right. Need to go look at that space again. Not sure where I would put them. The rotors? Over here. Look at all this space here. Originally this was some sort of weird break in the buildings, but I'm going to be filling this in. So the steel is happening over there. Steel needs iron and coal. The coal we're bringing in on trains. The iron is happening in this building. And then the alternative for rotors and stators needs steel pipes, which are going to be made up here, and copper, which is made here. So I'm going to bring it probably down underneath everything and then up over into this place. So if I look at rotor... There, yeah. So steel pipe and wire. Because, I mean, not that this is a huge pain because we have lots of iron. But I'm already making a lot of this. And I've got copper for days. I've got these refineries are like quadrupling our copper ingots. So there's a huge amount of their output is not being used at all. It's just kind of sitting there doing nothing. So yeah. Yeah, I think that'll be close. And we can use the bottom spot of here. Like we can run things down along here. No problem. So what I wanted to do was test to see if I can fit these in this space. And fit them on like a specific tile sequence. So I think that was it. Yep. So we don't really run into an even tile spacing until we do 4. And that will barely fit in the designer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's 5. That won't fit in the designer. That sucks. So I'd have to do it without the floor tile. So what I'd like to do is do the entire slice. Like I'd like to do the whole thing. So it would be 2 floor holes. Our exports are going up. I would leave this on its own. I don't think I would bother to do this. Well, I guess I could feed it into a merger. You know what's something I wish they would add in the game? I wish mergers could have a top and a bottom hole, like an import. Mergers and splitters. Because then you could have something come in here and out the top, rather than having it go like around the back and up. Then you can have it be like, have a 6-way splitter or a 6-way merger. I think that would be an excellent addition to the game. You don't have to add a new one, just make those, like, have that one. Or add them in at a later date and have them be part of the progression. You know, where this would be your base splitter merger, and then somewhere down the tech tree you can add like a 6-way. I think that would be cool. So yes, we will have to do this without the floor tiles, which is going to be weird. That'll go to there. We'll have to figure out how we want to do the next floor. I mean, it's kind of lined up for us. I kind of feel like we have to stick with this just for simplicity. So that means we're at almost the max for height too. Oh no. It's 32 by 32. That's fine. We just have to find the right space. For the splitter. So we would do this all in a designer and then remove the floor. It's a wrong guess. Probably that way. No, wait a minute. Generally speaking, I like to have all of my exports go one way and all of my imports go the other way. I think I would want the exports of the pipes to be going the other way. So that's how that would look. And then we would have belts coming along the ceiling. We wouldn't actually do the belts in the blueprint designer. This would just be look like that. And then the other side we would have our lifts, of course. And then down here, we would just want to make sure that our splitters all lined up. And I think the thing to do would be to have the front one be on the right here. So if I grab a lift, and then that goes that way, and then we'll just do the reverse. Right, so then we would have our coal coming in probably here, and our iron coming in there. That would still give us Not a lot of room to do any kind of splitting. Although we don't have to bring it in right at this wall. There's nothing to say we can't bring this in a couple foundations back here and use this space to do some load balancing. So that's why I like having these logistics floors, is because it does give you some room to get organized and not be like on top of yourself and trying to figure out what's going on. So that is what I think I need to build in the blueprint designer, is this kind of setup. And then we'll have to snap the machines to one another, but we'll have to use the floor down there to do it. I think that makes sense. So there's going to be a little bit of measuring involved in order to pull that off. And this might be a good spot to put the blueprint designer. Will you fit there? He wonders. Each one of these is doing 60. It's too bad we couldn't hook these up in a way that we could have them go straight up into the ceiling. And connect each one of these to 2 constructors. We'd have to do 2 floors of constructors, I think. Because then it really would be quite balanced. The other thing I need to test is the length of this. If we start back there, which we don't have to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, I'd probably end up wanting to dig into this space here a little bit. There's a half a foundation there and a full foundation here. So that's why I had these probably up on the half, is because it was an even. You know, it was a half it was like 1.5 foundations here, and then 1.5 foundations roughly there. Did I lose power again? Oh, that's weird. Guess it isn't exactly straight. Mini packs, hey, how's it going? Yeah, that's weird that it starts on the half here, but then finishes on... We started even. I guess I could have moved it back by a little bit. So the position of them is, we'll just have to figure out exactly where in this direction we want to put our rows of 10. That won't affect the actual blueprint. So we've got the room. That's good. That's good to know. So I would probably build this starting from here, but I'd have to find, I guess, the right kind of platform first. So I guess we'd start off with 2 walls, right? And this is at least 2.5 wide. I feel like this thing should be powered and should let you fly around in it. Having to run your own power lines to this thing is really tedious. Like to be able to float around it. Darkness. Oh, I was just about to get going. That's fine. I actually need to go, so that'll work out. Or next time we know what we're doing, we'll be designing the blueprint for the steel, I think, here. Feels like this should be a virtual thing to me. Yeah, I agree, mini packs. Like, I feel like you should have, like, when you engage in the blueprint designer, you should have like a free travel or something. And we're going to rate Total Eclipse, who's playing Satisfactory as well. Kind of continue on with your Satisfactory day. Thanks so much for hanging out, folks. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you leave a follow before you take off. I am a podcaster as well. If you've not listened to the Spawn Chunks podcast, then I would encourage you to do so. That's at thespawnchunks.com. New episodes every Monday. The Citadel Cafe has several podcast episodes recorded. I'm going to be publishing at least one today, if not 2. That's why I have to go. So expect that in the coming hours. That's about sci-fi and fantasy entertainment. This month we were talking a lot about Star Wars, so that should be fun. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Joel Duggan, very easy to find. And of course, thank you to everyone that supports either by watching, sharing my stream, donating via Patreon. Becoming a member at Patreon is the most accessible and affordable way to join the Discord server. You can also do that with a Twitch or Prime sub, and I appreciate all of it. As we round into the new month, we've got some new goals. Trying to increase that sub count, trying to increase the viewership, of course. And we'll see you all tomorrow. That's Thursday at 1 o'clock Atlantic, UTC minus 3 hours, for more Minecraft. Bye for now. Have a good one.